spending time with your family. And of course, even though these days are tough, there's still a lot of opportunities to spend time with your family, and of course, at the same time, adhere to all the regulations that are helping us get through this crisis. And I call it a plague or a crisis, whatever. Good morning, you on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
That's Lower Alabama, and for you folks tuning in on Facebook this morning, we go across the nation and across the world on Facebook. And then, of course, sometimes you can pick us up on YouTube. And we're coming to you live from our studios at Troy Cablevision in Troy, Alabama on South Brundage Street. And, of course, we've been doing this for over 20 years. Started off with yours truly and a talk show. And then we came in with Bud Casey. The Bud and Amos show started... went for about 12 years and had a great relationship with Bud Casey. And of course, we lost Bud, and we missed him very much ever since. But and of course, we have continued our show over the years, and we've been very pleased with the opportunity to provide information that people in Troy and Pike County and 12 county area of Central and South Alabama. We hope to make sure that we get you the information that you need, not only in sports but in everything else. I want to mention the draft last night, Mike Amos. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I stayed up too late watching that. I kept on waiting to see if Xavier McKinney would.
And I was wondering, did he?
I mean, Alabama has the four picks in the top 15, and Xavier McKinney, the safety who came out as a junior, was the best player available, and never goes in the first round. So
I know
he definitely cost himself some money last night.
Well, you know what? You know what happened, don't you?
Yeah, he ran the 40 at 4.63.
4.63. You're right. You're not gonna get in the first round running a 4.640 if you're a safety.
Linebackers run a lot faster than that.
Yeah, but all right. I've got Tua going in the fifth round. I've got
fifth pick.
The fifth pick. Excuse me. Cedric Wells went in the. Well, I've got Wells going in the 10th pick, and then comes.
The first round was last night, so you had 32 picks.
Yeah, and I stayed up and watched every one of them. Ruggs was the 12th pick overall, and then who came after that, Mike? The wide receiver. Judy came in what pick?
He was number 15.
15. All right, there's where I went wrong, and I'm back right now. Of course, I watched the whole thing and enjoyed it.
Shocking though, C.D. Lamb ends up going to the Cowboys at 17. So now you got Amari Cooper and C.C. Lamb, the Oklahoma wide receiver. I mean, you're talking about two of the fastest. I mean, that's going to be a deadly combination for Dak Prescott in Dallas.
I've got Judy down on the 15th pick overall, and to Denver. And I don't know if he likes playing up in that cold weather, though. A mile high. Mile high. They say your lips swell up and bust. And a mile high.
His quarterback will be Drew Lock.
Yeah.
The former Missouri quarterback is a quarterback at Denver now. So
is Lock doing well? Is he playing well?
Is who?
Is Lock playing well?
He played pretty well in the season last year.
Yeah. Of course, there was no surprise on who went first, and Joe Burrows went first. And what kind of salary you think a guy like that would make?
I can look it up.
Or bonus? You mean it goes in and shows you?
Did you see Tua's already doing commercials? He did a commercial live for Muscle Milk during the draft.
Muscle Milk.
And he signed with Adidas as well.
Uh-huh. Well, he's a fine young man, and there's still a lot of question marks over where he's going to be healthy or not, and but he sure looked good on film, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's too phenomenal of a quarterback to pass up on. You're talking about a guy that, I mean, in my opinion, was the best I'd ever seen at Alabama.
If he doesn't get hurt, does Alabama win the national championship?
I mean, I think they definitely get into the playoffs. I don't know if they win the national championship with that defense. Let's see. Joe Burrow will receive a 4-year contract with the Bengals worth a projected $36.2 million, including a fully guaranteed of $23.9 million signing bonus.
Wait a minute, 23.9 guaranteed. I mean, hey, that's his in his pocket right now.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a big difference. He's a fine young man, and I'm sure that whole family's excited. Their son's $36 million richer.
Yeah, his dad was a defensive coach at Ohio University for years, and just stepped down last year to watch his son play his senior year. So he knows Troy very well.
Well, let me ask you this: with Burroughs, you said the 20 out of the 4-year contract for $36 million and $23.9 million. Is that upfront money? Is that guaranteed money?
I think guaranteed, yeah.
So if he broke his ankle walking out the door this morning, he still gets that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, look what Jamarcus Russell got. One of the biggest flops in NFL history. The kid from Mobile, he ended up getting $65 million.
Yeah, oh boy, I hope he's done well. I hope he's
he lost it all. We've talked about this before.
He lost $64 million.
Yeah, I mean, you get in with the wrong people, man. It's all over with.
I sure didn't know that. I tell you what, when we saw him play Alabama in Baton Rouge that night, hey, he was the best quarterback I ever seen. You know, he was really good.
That was against some really, really bad Alabama team, though.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Of course,
they had lost Brady Kroll, and they had Spencer Pennington at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Fayette.
So Tua goes in the 5th round. You've got Wells going. Didn't Wells jump off sides a lot?
Yeah, he's false starts. Yeah, that was his big issue. I mean,
you know, he's not huge for our tackle.
I mean, 6'4", 300-something pounds.
Yeah, 317 pounds. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, for him to go to the top 10 is shocking to me. I mean, I thought he was a good player at Alabama. I didn't think he was as great as everybody talks about.
They like him because he can play both sides, the left or right tackle. And
Tua is set to receive $19.6 million signing bonus, $30.3 million over 4 years. So that's what Tua will make.
Over 4 years or 3 years?
4 years.
4 years. So he Tua's worth $30 million right now. Then is that right?
Yeah, that doesn't even count his endorsements and all that.
Yeah, I know exactly. Did it say what kind of money the lineman's going to get?
I mean, Wills will make somewhere close to that. I mean, he's number 10. So I'll have to just pull up everybody and see. But huge for the kid out of Trussell, that Noah Emby. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that kid out of Auburn. Yeah.
His mom ran track at Alabama. His dad ran track at Mississippi State. The next thing, I never heard anybody talk about him in the first round.
No, I didn't either.
Going late first round, and he made some serious money last night. He's a decent player at Auburn, but I wouldn't consider him great.
Yeah, I know. It surprised a lot of people.
Marlon Davis and the kid out of Greenville would have gone in the first round before him.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. But Chan Gailey's on that staff down there. He's the quarterbacks coach, and
he's the offensive coordinator for Tua for the Dolphins.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. The offensive coordinator, excuse me, for Tua, and I'm sure if Tua plays golf, he'll play a little bit with Chan. He loves to play golf.
Well, I mean, nobody in their right mind thought Chan Gailey would be the offense coordinator for the Dolphins at 68 years old.
Yeah, I know it.
Tells you something there what the NFL thinks of his offensive mind.
But the first thing, if somebody asked me about Chan, the first thing I would say conservative. I always thought he was a very conservative coach.
When he was at Georgia Tech, I thought his offenses were horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Calvin Johnson and Demaryius Thomas, two of the best receivers in NFL history.
That's right.
And, didn't even throw the ball to him.
Yeah. Troy shut the great one down. That game he was hurt too, I think.
Well, one thing that hurt him at Georgia Tech was that Reggie Ball, that guy that started at
played the best game of his career against Troy.
But he was awful throughout his career.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he played the best game he ever played at Troy. The number 2 pick overall went to the great defensive end for Ohio State, Chase. What's old Chase's last name? Young. And they say he ran 4.340. Is that true?
Nah, he didn't run that fast. I mean, he's 270 pounds.
Yeah, I know it, but they say he's real fast. He's a defensive end, and everybody thinks he's a can't miss type guy. Played at Ohio State. Will be playing for Washington Redskins. In the 3rd pick overall, Detroit goes after a lineman, Jeff Acuna, or something like that.
Jeff Acuna, cornerback. Actually, at Ohio State. So the first 3 picks were all on the same team together at one time. Burrow transferred out of Ohio State. So that's great for Ohio State recruiting when you could say the first 3 picks of the draft all played together at one time.
Another surprise went in the 4th pick overall. This big lineman out of Georgia, Adrian Thomas. Where did he come from?
I don't know. They said that was a head scratcher. They had him going late first round, second round. So
the Giants must like that Duke quarterback. They must like the Duke quarterback. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. You picked him, 6th pick overall last year. So.
I know. Did he have a good year?
I mean, he did all right. He didn't start. Eli Manning started the year.
Wouldn't you have thought that the Giants would need more skilled players?
Well, I mean, they got Barkley at running back. I mean, I think they probably needed some more receivers.
Yeah.
SEC, of course, dominates the draft in the first round. The SEC had a record 15 first-round picks.
15 or 14? 15?
15.
15, and that breaks the record previously was 13.
What's going on in Troy and the weather? I guess Troy didn't have bad weather yesterday like everybody was thinking.
Well, let me just say this. I'm having to write a big check this weekend to get all the trees out of my backyard. So
I know, but that was from earlier this week. Everybody thought it was going to be really bad again yesterday. So what?
Yeah, and I had somebody. We didn't do this show thinking that it was going to be real bad, and everybody was here but me.
LSU and Alabama, of course, led the SEC. LSU had 5 first-round picks, which is the most they've ever had in the history at LSU, and then Alabama had 4. A lot of people thought Alabama was going to have 5. But like we said, Xavier McKinney, Alabama has 4 guys go in the top 15, and McKinney is on the board as the number 1 pick, or the best available.
Yeah, that's right.
17 picks go by, and he doesn't get drafted. So, kind of shocking how that worked out.
Again, like you mentioned, though, he ran 4.64. That was at the was that the pro day, or was that at the?
No, that was at the NFL Combine.
Yeah, man, that's bad.
That's really bad for a guy.
Just think how many millions of dollars that cost him.
I tell you what, it cost him millions of dollars is that Sean Shivers, the little running back for Auburn, that was about 5'7", 200 pounds, ran through him and knocked his helmet off when Auburn scored the go-ahead touchdown in the Iron Bowl. That was one of the more embarrassing plays, and was he
number 7? What number was McKinney?
15.
15, yeah. Well,
you don't remember in the Iron Bowl, he got his helmet knocked off trying to make that tackle?
Oh, yeah. I remember it. And, of course, the number 5 overall went to Tua, and I thought he showed a lot of class. He's a sharp guy. And
yeah, you think John Gruden and the Raiders were happy that Henry Ruggs III had a robe on?
I know it. I couldn't believe that.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Had a robe on. I know it.
Like you was trying to like Hugh Hefner or something.
You know what I was saying to myself underneath my breath? I said, surely he'll take that off. Surely he'll take that off. But he didn't.
I tell you what, man.
Hey, why didn't they give him a cigar to smoke? Whatever.
Did you watch the highlights of him in high school dunking the ball?
Oh,
my
yeah.
Goodness, he can dunk.
You know, he and his buddy that died were great basketball players. You know, Robert E. Lee's put out some basketball players in the last few years, and
Troy got one of them this year.
Yeah, I know it.
And the Miles kid.
That's right.
Troy now has gotten the Antoine, I think Barrett, a Barnett kid, out of
Lanier.
That's one of the top players in the state as well.
That's right. They announced that yesterday on
Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the greatest recruiting class in Troy basketball history.
I know it.
Close.
I might have to get the coach on here and get him to talk about it. It is amazing, no question about it.
I tell you what, you want to see an amazing highlight. Look at Tampa Bay's pick, Tristan Wirtz. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. It was unreal.
4 feet deep in a pool, and the guy's like 6'4", 325 pounds, and he jumps out of the pool.
I've never seen anybody do that.
Concrete around the pool. I've never seen anything like it either.
I mean, you think of the power and the explosion of that guy. You're right. He was very impressive, no question about it. And now the sixth pick overall went to John.
The crazy thing is Grant Delpit, who I thought was probably LSU's best player at corner. He doesn't even get drafted in the first round, so LSU easily could have had 6.
Yeah. You know, you talk about Herbert. Boy, he's an impressive guy, too. The big quarterback out of Oregon who went in the 6th pick overall, right behind Tua. Boy, he kind
of choked it up against Auburn, though, late in that game. They had plenty of chances to put Auburn away and just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's the game I look at. I mean, he played pretty good against Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl, but I think that guy, if you had a choice between Tua and him, I would have taken Tua in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and they did. Miami did. But now Herbert's a big guy, 6'4", 6'5", 240, or 6'6", 240. He's your prototype size, and of course he's got a great passing arm too. Of course, the 7th round went to Auburn's Derek Brown, and a defensive tackle from Sugar Land, Georgia. And what a great player he was at Auburn. He's going to probably be a great pro player. Big guy, big defensive tackle. You don't see tackles this big, 6'4", 336.
He's a guy that I have no clue why he came back to Auburn last year. I mean, he was a first-round pick last year.
Yeah.
And, could have risked injury, but thank goodness, made it through the season all right. But, yeah, he's the real deal. Of course, anybody that watched Auburn this year, I mean, remembers Derek Brown.
Yeah, their front was really good, no question about it. And he'll make big money. No telling. What kind of money does he look like he's going to make? Do you know?
I mean, basically, you just got to kind of look and see what the rest of those guys are making. I mean, I could pull up everybody's salary.
At least $10 million. Is that right? At least $10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tua's making $30 million in a 4-year contract, and it's for 4 years.
Yeah, I'm sure he's making up at least $20 million.
Not counting, endorsements and stuff like that.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the draft, the NFL draft, which was held last night and done very well. Everybody did it pretty much from their home, and it was entertaining and very well done. And
it was great to see sports back on. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I needed it. I've been hurt and not been able to watch anything sports related, so I was happy that it went off the way it did. It was hard for me to kind of figure out who I wanted to watch. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to watch the real NFL guys, the former players on ESPN NFL Network, or did I want to watch Reese Davis and Herb Street and Desmond Howard and Pollock on ABC? So I was back and forth throughout. I feel like I watched ESPN more with the NFL draft experts to the college guys, because I kind of wanted a fresher opinion on these guys compared to these college guys I've been watching them for 4 years.
Well, the after all is said and done, now they've got to go on the playing field, and there's doubts about that. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think the NFL is going to play. I mean, it's just too much money involved. I mean, they got to find a way to pay these guys. I mean,
yeah, but
I think you're gonna. I think we're gonna play. I mean, I think come the end of May, this is gonna be totally different. You're gonna realize that so many people have already had this. I was watching a city council meeting or our county commissioner meeting yesterday about reopening the beaches of Walton County yesterday, and I think 3 different people they let members. I mean, our people from the actual community come up and speak, and there was 3 different people that came up and spoke yesterday that had the coronavirus.
Yeah, I know it. And I don't know if I'd want to be around him. Even though they say I still would have questions about being around him. What do you think?
But this is back in January. The guy had it, and now basically he's I think donated his plasma just to help out for us finding an antibody and stuff like that. But I mean, there's so many people that like they did the what did they? I guess they tested so many people in New York City, and it turns out like that 3 million people in New York City have the coronavirus.
Oh man!
Or just asymptomatic and showed no
That's
symptoms.
right. That's right.
That's just the way it is right now. I mean, I think everybody's had it.
And if you've got a populated area like the New York area is, it'll take forever to get through all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna try to drive down here in a little while and go to Bay County to go get the girls out on the beaches.
That's great.
We're opening up this morning from 6 to 9, and then Walton County voted yesterday to open the beaches. It's not 100% sure. They got to, I guess, meet one more time next week, but typically they decided they're going to open the beaches on May 1st all day long. Because the sheriff came on and, he had a great point. You don't want to police people, during certain hours. Like Panama City Beach is 6 to 9 this morning, and then this afternoon they're 5 to 8. So that puts a lot of pressure on a community because that means everybody and their brother is going to try to come to the beach at those set times.
That's my place. Is that right?
Yeah, so then you're worried about, tons of people being on the beach at once because that's the only time they can be there. So the Walton County Sheriff made a good point. He said it's easier for us to police it if we just go back to normal beach hours where you can have access all day. And you don't have a rush of people coming in at certain times.
But you can't go in the water, though, can you?
Oh, yeah, you can swim.
Oh, you can still go swimming? Okay.
Yeah, you can swim, sunbathe. You can do whatever you want to do.
I don't know what I was thinking about, but I know this. I've been down there. I've been down there for over a month now. Well, maybe 2 months, and I hadn't seen a soul on the beach. Zero.
The biggest thing is, they said that getting outside and sunlight and UV rays are definitely rays, not waves. Rays are definitely something that that hurts the virus. So, being out in the sun and being on the beach and exercising, all that's good. You just got to continue social distancing.
Yeah, exactly. I was, I've got several trees down, and I was having different people come by my house yesterday to take a look at what my problems were and everything. And I know they could tell I was acting sort of funny because I was always trying to stay 6 to 9 feet away from them, and they'd walk toward me, and I'd put my hand out. I'm sure they thought I was saying, "Well, what's wrong with that man? What's wrong with that man?" I'll tell you right now, if I'm gonna stay in and do what I'm supposed to do, the last thing I'm gonna do is to go out and break all the rules. I'm sure not gonna do that now. I've sacrificed too much.
Yeah, we have a lot of issues with that with the girls. They're so young, they're 3 and 2, and they love to go when they see other kids, they run towards them, because they want to just say hello.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
They want to be able to play, and that's really tough to try to explain that to them because we have some neighbors that have some younger kids that live right across the street from us, and they're out and about all the time. We're out and about all the time. It's just kind of hard to keep them apart sometimes.
Yeah. Something about this Christian Word, Tristan Wirtz, this kid that we were talking about from Iowa, the big lineman, 6'3", they'd say 320, but he looks bigger than that even. He did, he bench pressed 450 4 times. He did 450.
He bench pressed it, he cleaned it.
Oh, no, excuse me, he cleaned it. Yeah, he cleaned it 4 straight times, and that was really unreal.
That's unbelievable. Of course, you can bounce it when you cling.
He's also...
knows weightlifting, you can bounce
And he's also a wrestling champion too, isn't he a big wrestling champion?
Yeah, I think Will's is a big wrestler too.
Yeah.
So that was one of the big things. The Alabama guy that went number 10. Alabama today. McKinney will probably go. Diggs will probably go. Even though I thought Diggs had a horrible year at cornerback. And then I think you'll probably see Terrell Lewis, the big outside linebacker defensive end, who was, everybody thought was going to be a number one pick, first round pick, but he fell off tremendously because of injuries. So I think you'll see him go. I think Davison will go today for Auburn. I don't know if Auburn's got anybody else that will go in these second, third round.
Yeah.
I want to say second, third rounds could be on ABC and ESPN again tonight as well.
Yeah, well, that's going to be.
I guess they're just looking for.
It should be good. You're right.
I guess they're just looking for content more than anything.
Coffee. Hoping that it'll get a little cup of coffee today. That was my fault.
I'll say this. You look at the draft. Of course, they had 15 SEC guys, but Clemson had several guys. Ohio State had several guys. So I mean, it's really you kind of look at it's the SEC and then it's Clemson and Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's really the way you look at things. It's kind of crazy.
Then there was a lineman out of nowhere in the 11th round from Louisville. He's a big guy, 6'7", 360.
Yeah, ran almost a 5 flat.
Yeah, real fast.
And then you had
look at here
guys out of TCU, which
yeah.
I mean,
thank you, my friend.
The worst team they've had in years. They were like 5 and 7, and they had 2 guys go in the first round. How's that happen?
I don't know. How about Hill and Brooks coffee this morning? If it don't say Hill and Brooks, believe you me, you don't want it. It is delicious. We're going to take a short break in a few minutes. But again, we're talking about the draft.
Where's Rice Jr.? Is he?
I don't know. You can't.
Electricity?
Yeah, that's right. You don't know. He didn't get electricity until yesterday, I think, and finally got his television going. And
wow.
I went down.
Not had electricity till yesterday. I think I would have checked into a motel or a hotel or something. That would have been rough.
Well, and of course his kids have been running around quite a bit too. But they had a lot of damage over the Hillcrest area, and we had. I personally had a lot of damage, and then the Charles Saunders across the street from me had a huge tree fall on his house, and that was everybody in town came by and watched people take that down. So my guy.
Like Troy University lost some real pretty trees as well. I hate that.
Yeah, the golf course lost some. What happened? It looks like it came in off of when it came into Troy. It came in off of the bypass. Where actually probably flew over the Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram truck dealership. Went over that area above. Well, gosh, let's see who would it be. Kentucky Fried Chicken over that area and went through that ravine there, came out at the university, and then came right over the golf course and up over Crow Hill area, hitting Charles Saunders dead on first house on the right, hit my house first house on the left, and that was pretty much the damage, major damage on Crow Hill, and then it went on off. But they said, now I heard it too many times for it not to be true, the Montgomery Weathers claimed that the winds that went through Troy were right at 100 miles an hour. That is awfully strong winds.
Yeah, I read that. I was watching the news yesterday.
What I'm saying, we were really fortunate. I was really fortunate.
Panama City is cursed. They got downtown Panama City got hit by a tornado yesterday.
A tornado?
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's a lot of stuff destroyed in downtown. Of course, they're still recovering from Michael.
Yeah. I need to call my buddy Jim Ray, whose office is.
You got to feel for these residents down here in Panama City and Mexico Beach. I mean, if you had a business, can you imagine? You lost everything with Michael, and now you're losing everything again with the coronavirus. I mean, it's just tough on these people down here. It really is.
It really is, no question. And they're trying to open up.
I still never really went into Panama City Beach to see the damage. I it was just, I mean, the places I went still had blue tarps everywhere.
No, yeah, but most of the damage to Panama City was either right before you get to the bridge there, but it was mostly on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah,
on the downtown part of the bridge and the beach part, maybe some of the eastern part of well, actually Panama City Beach, just a small portion of it was really damaged hard by Michael.
Yeah, places like Lynn Haven and
that's who got it.
Bluntstown, Tyndall Air Force Base, all that was destroyed. Of course, Mexico Beach was operated pretty much.
And I'm not saying that some of Panama City Beach didn't get some, because the tail end did, but that storm pretty much just came right through and came through the bay there,
Yeah.
And it was bad, no question about it. Everybody's raving about Henry Ruggs, Mike, how fast he is, and some of these guys really get excited about players. Well, they think Ruggs going to the Raiders should be a pretty good deal.
I mean, I like Ruggs, but I would have taken Judy before Ruggs. I mean, Judy was a more proven commodity and put up bigger numbers, and I think he's a better route runner. He's a little bit slower. He runs a 4.4, but I tell you what, I'll say it right now. I think better pro career, I would take Judy over Ruggs, in my opinion. But I mean, they're both great players, and of course, they both played at Alabama, and I was a huge fan of both of them. But I mean, Ruggs, is a guy that can, if he catches it in open space, he can take it to the house. But Judy's type guy, that'll be more like a
inside. He's more of a Welker. He's one of those lot like the Welker type. He's a slot receiver. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, Judy and Waddle are great. I mean, not Judy and Waddle, but Judy and Ruggs are great. But Waddle and Smith coming back to Alabama, I mean, both of those guys might be first-round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't know why DeMonte Smith didn't come out. He had almost 1,400 yards.
I know it. That was unreal. You're right.
They showed the highlight last night. He went up against Stingley, the best guy in the secondary for LSU last night. Late in that game, Tua throws a bomb to him. He's 5 yards ahead of Stingley.
Yeah, I know.
So considered the best cornerback in the game. So I don't know. Hey, I'm about to load the girls up, and I'll call you back in the car. We're going to ride down and put them on the beach here in a second.
Okay, good. Mike Amos calling in from Great.
Go over the rest of the draft.
Well, I got it by myself, so I'll need you to come back for too long. I hope that you're enjoying our show today. We're talking about the NFL draft and whatever else comes to mind. And, of course, we're still very, very conscious of what's going on in our country right now with this tremendous crisis that's going on. And you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's as much a crisis as it is anything else. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
A personal touch. A high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Have a know-how. Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Napa Know-How.
They're just great vehicles, and the deals though is what makes it even better. The deals that you can get today at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks. Also, Health Actions. If I need any kind of therapy done, physical therapy done, that's who rehab done. That's where I'm going. Also, I want to say hello to my friends at All-State Collision, located right between Bill Jackson Ford and the Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram truck dealership, where they do a great job. Also, Maxwell Federal Credit Union, located right here in Troy, and of course, my good friends there. They've been very successful with their venture to Troy, Alabama, and we appreciate them very much. And also, Cahaba Bank, First Cahaba Bank of Troy, Alabama, and of course, want to say hello to Grady and all the great people there at that wonderful new bank right here in Troy. And also, if you haven't tried Goldfingers, believe me, you've missed a treat. Their chicken is delicious. Their hamburgers, their French fries, their food is outstanding, and they do have a window open for your convenience. And of course, you can't walk into a restaurant in Troy right now, but you can sure order from them. And I tell you, the food is really outstanding, and we appreciate them very much. Of course, want to mention Circle Insurance and say hello to Sam Judah this morning from downtown Ozark, and appreciate Sam, and hope everybody in Ozark's doing well today. We're going to get a report of the latest report in a few moments on the COVID-19 and of course we'll be giving you that information. Plus, we'll be giving you more information on what went on in the NFL draft. You know, I thought they handled it very well, even though they spent a lot of time talking about all the hardship a lot of people are going through today, and our prayers and our thoughts do go to you. And you know, this is when you go to God. This is when you turn to God. Read Romans, or read Ephesians, or Paul's letter to the Ephesians. Read Matthew, and if you want to find out about what Matthew has to say about the end of time, it'll strike you. I promise you, because you just don't know what's happening as far as the way God sees all of this. And again, that's what's important is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and our salvation. I want to mention that there will be several different venues that will be opening up pretty soon. Somebody told me that it won't be too long before we can get a haircut. I hadn't had a haircut forever, but and I noticed last night several of the people that you normally see on TV, you didn't recognize them as well because they needed a haircut. And in fact, Burroughs, the number one pick, said he was sort of ashamed to get up there because he needed a haircut. But that's the way it works. Do like me, do like my daughter. I think she hired somebody to come to her house to cut hers and her daughter's hair. And I don't know if that's if that was something you could do, but evidently they do it in Birmingham, so that's why it was happening. We're looking at the NFL draft, and of course, a lot depends on, and hopefully we'll have a NFL season this year. Everybody says that they'll go ahead and do it in prime time. I don't believe that. I believe it'll be you'll start NFL maybe more or less in October than it will be in September, maybe October or November, or even what I said from the beginning. Why not just start it after Christmas in January? Start your football, your pro and your college football, and maybe extend your playoffs and whatever. But you'd still have, if you started football in January, and you could let's just say January, February, March, like let's just say 3 months there. Have your season 3 months there. You still got room for basketball, and they come in there in April and May, and then college baseball maybe the same time. Have baseball and basketball in the maybe make college baseball or pro baseball maybe a little bit further. Maybe look at it in June or July. Start a little bit later. And then, of course, you'd have July, August, September, November, December, and then, of course, after that you start football in January until we get all this straightened out, and hopefully there'll be some kind of shots you can take before too long, and people are coming up with different ideas and so forth, and hopefully. Somebody will come up with the right thing, and of course the problem is everybody talks about a year and a half away. We don't need that. We need it a month or 2 months away. We need it now. I think they need to look at some of the regulations, and maybe test do a lot more testing than normal, in the next few months. But all of that's still ahead of us, and again, I thought it made everybody feel a lot better, though, to watch the draft and watch all this football tape, and it's a positive. It was a positive thing last night, and I don't know if these guys can start getting their check right away, but as Mike mentioned, Joe Burrows, bless his heart, will sign a 4-year, $36 million contract with $23.9 million of it guaranteed or up front. So that's money in the bank for that young man, at least $23.9 million. I'm wondering when they would sign their contracts. Would they go ahead and do it now before we know what the kind of season we're going to have, or what would they do? Chase Young, the big defensive end out of Ohio State, the number 2 pick, his salary would be in the general figures there, around $30 million or more, and to sign his contract. And the top, really actually the top 32 picks will pretty much go into multi-millions of dollars. So. We'll watch that closely. Tua, they say that his salary will be in the around $30 million over a 4-year period. So the young man out of Alabama, is a rich man today, and pretty much all these guys. Derrick Brown's a rich man today out of Auburn. Cedric Wells going in the 7th or the 10th round was going to get big money out of Alabama. Alabama had 4 players to go in the first round, and I think I want to say LSU had more than that. Let's see. I'm thinking LSU had 6. I might be wrong. I know the SEC had 15. So that was a record number of players signed in the first round of the draft or drafted in the first round. 15 out of Alabama. I mean, not out of Alabama, but out of the SEC. So the young men with big smiles on their face today, and I just hope that everything else will work. Good morning, you on Today in L.A. How you doing? Hello? Hello? They must have jumped off the line. We'll get them back in a minute. And, of course, I hope everybody's doing well today. And, of course, looking forward to the weekend. And like Mike said, the beaches. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, I'm calling
Mike Amos. Now, Mike, you're claiming that the beaches of Panama City are open today? Oh, tell us about it.
Yeah, they're open from 6 to 9 this morning, and then this afternoon from 5 to 8.
You know, I could see people driving to the beach. They're inside their car. They're not in bad way. I mean, they're inside their own car. Drive to the beach. When they get out of the car at the beach, they put their face mask on, and truthfully, they put the face mask on, and go out and enjoy the sun. I don't know how much swimming they'll do because the water's still pretty cold, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think the water's like 74 degrees from what I read. And, I mean, it's already 72 this morning. The high's going to be in the 80s. It's going to be sunny 5 straight days.
All right. Now, will Pier Park be open, Mike, or do you know?
I mean, the pier at Pier Park will be open. Pier Park Shopping Center will not be open.
Yeah. You know, that park there is really, really nice. You'll have to go to it to see it in Panama City. It's not open yet, though, is it?
Yeah, it's been open the whole time.
Frank Brown Park, where they have the pools and all that?
Yeah, they're just letting people swim different lanes.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's open right now. That's where all the baseball tournaments, have they started doing that yet, or do you know?
No, I mean, none of the tournaments are going on, but you could go out there and, like, if you took a bat and a bucket of balls, you could go out there and hit balls.
Yeah. They don't allow people to hit golf balls out there, do they?
Back when I was growing up, I used to take a bat. We'd take a bucket of balls down the beach, and I'd take bat practice.
And I do that little flip drill with you. You remember that little flip drill?
You know, when we were young, mostly high school, we used to practice football on the beach.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Well, you know that I was telling everybody about the other day, that stick ball. If I had the right tools, I would start selling those stick ball games. So that was a great game.
Yeah, I mean, the beaches, you know, they got a new mayor. Mike Sheldon is the new mayor, or Mark Sheldon, I think is his name.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you about him. Let me ask you about Mark Sheldon. He represents a company that brings in music, big time music groups. Isn't that right?
Yeah, he works for a entertainment company that puts on big promotions, big events in Panama City Beach.
Well, let me ask you this: that he does those things, though. But what kind of people are they drawing? If they're playing some of these are hard rock bands, probably, are they?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, nothing's going on right now, but it's one of those type things he does a lot of the big events at Pier Park.
Yeah.
You know, they have a big country music festival every year, and they do, you know, boat shows and wine festivals and all kinds of stuff down there. So he's been involved in the community for a while. I think he was kind of the guy they thought was going to replace Thomas the whole time.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: a band like the Park Band, you know, that plays to college fraternities and all over the country. The Park Band, located right here in Troy, one of the top bands in the country. Now, would they be able to start?
They're a cover band. I mean, they're not a band that plays their own music. I know of. They play other people's music.
Yeah, but they're very good. I like other people's music.
I know, but when they start back, they would go to start back playing colleges.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Open back up.
And they do a big business, not only at Alabama and Auburn, but all over the country, Florida State, Tennessee. They go everywhere. But they're not open for business yet. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of musicians are struggling right now. It's definitely tough. You know, some people play 200 nights a year. You know, they can't play at all right now. So that's been tough.
How about the restaurants? Are they going to open up any of those anytime soon?
I don't know. Florida governor, he's got a lot of Trump in him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to open stuff up a little bit quicker than others. He seems like the type of guy that wants, the economy to get back, and there's so many people that are unemployed, in the service industry down here that I think he wants to try to start things as soon as he can. But you got to wait it out. I would say at least until May, until any of that happens. If you open restaurants at 25%, 50% capacity, that's great. That's better than just doing takeout. But I don't know if these restaurants are going to make a profit doing that or not.
I'll tell you something.
Though, is the short-term rentals. If they lift the ban on short-term rentals and allow people to come back down here again, with the beaches being open, it's going to be 100,000 people down here.
Oh, yeah.
Probably May 1st.
Right now, they're not allowing anybody to rent anything. Is that right?
That is correct.
And now, when do you think that'll open up? And I can't understand why they don't go ahead and do it.
They're thinking it's going to be May 1st is when that's going to happen.
Yeah. Somebody told me that that they were thinking about doing away with alcohol on the beach for everybody. Have you heard that?
I've never heard that. That never happened in Walton County. Now it's happened in Bay County.
You haven't heard? Yeah. Well, they shut down alcohol for the college students during beach week. During the
during spring break.
Spring break. Why wouldn't they just go ahead and do it for all people?
I've never heard that. I don't think you're going to see that happening in Walton County. I'd be shocked.
Well,
you can't have a glass bottle.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Everything's got to be in the cup.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant. But everything does have to be in a cup, and so.
No, actually, you can drink a canned drink. You can have a can. You just can't have a bottle.
Yeah. Well, I know this. They've been real strict about this. The rule right now is that you can't go on the beach until now. That started yesterday, or when did that start?
It starts officially. It started this morning at 6 a.m. to 9.
Started this morning at 6 a.m. The beaches of Panama City are open.
Will last till 9 a.m. and then they'll open back up from 5 to 8 p.m. tonight. They're going to still have police officers up and down the beach patrolling everything. Yeah. And I guess when 9 o'clock comes today, they're going to have people running everybody off, too. So,
all right.
We'll see what happens.
So the beaches, this makes plenty of sense.
I'm heading that way right now, so I'll let you know once we get on the beach.
But 5 to 8, gosh, that is I can't understand why they don't just open it up 8 to 5. I can't understand that.
Well, there's a lot more police presence, a lot more police officers at Panama City Beach in Bay County than there is in Walton County. They actually have a police department. In Walton County, you only have a sheriff's department.
Yeah. And, of course, you can bring your umbrellas and set up camp, like I always call it, set up camp. And you can come up there and get all your umbrellas and set up camp, bring your coolers and your food and your picnic. Hey, let me tell you something. I would recommend right now you get in your car and go to the beach. And then when you get there, should they wear their mask or what, Mike?
No, you don't have to wear a mask on the beach.
Well, I know you don't have to, but should you?
If you came down here, though, you can only be on the beach from 5 to 8. You want to drive for 3 hours?
Well, it'll give you something. So they can't go on the beach after 9 o'clock in the morning? That's not very good.
No, they can go back on later this afternoon at 5 till 8 p.m.
I know it, but from 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock, you can't. You can go on the beach.
It's closed from 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 8, it's open back up again.
Gosh, man, that's still not very good. That's the latter part of the day. I would want to go swimming from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't like to swim. Nobody's going to really be swimming. There'll be people swimming because people just like to get out in the water. But
all right, tell them about what a VIP you are. Tell us how you do it at the beach. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody can't do it this way. And in fact, very few places in the entire state of Florida can you do this thing? That means what we're talking about. Go ahead and tell them, Mike.
In Walton County, you're issued beach permits. So we live in Great Beach where you can actually drive your vehicle, your full.
You can actually drive your vehicle out on the beach and park it.
That's correct.
Now you can't park it overnight. What's
you can't park it overnight. I think you got to be off the beach by 10 p.m. in your vehicle.
Yeah, but now not just everybody can do that though, can they? You have to have a permit, don't you?
Yeah, it's limited to homeowners that have been in Grayton and Walton County. Some people are grandfathered in if they've owned property for a certain amount of years, and then it's just a lottery system. Basically, just anybody that lives in Walton County, if they get lucky enough to win the lottery and have a beach permit for the year.
How many lottery slots do they have every year? Do you know?
I don't know. I'd say they probably only issue 350 permits a year. I wouldn't think they do more than that.
Yeah. So
I'm not 100% sure, but I would not think Great Beach is so small. I don't think you could issue more than that.
Now, what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is unique. To me, it's the only place, to my knowledge, on the West Florida beaches that you can do it. Can you drive on any other beaches in West Florida?
I do not know of any other beaches on the Florida.
Now, on the eastern shore.
I know in Texas you can drive on a lot of beaches, and then Daytona you can drive on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the eastern. That's the east side, and at Daytona you can ride, more or less anybody can drive out on the beach, can't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, and I wonder how far that goes down. I wonder if Miami beaches, I don't think you can do it, and West Palm Beach beaches, I don't think you can drive out on the beach. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So it's just only a few select areas that you can drive out on the beach. And that means load up the pickup truck and with all your pool, your inner tubes and your tents and whatever, and put them in the back of your truck and drive out on the beach and set up camp. Is that right?
That's true.
But it sounds like it'd be a wonderful thing to do. But the problem is, if you wanted to spend the night down there, you can't. Is that right?
Yeah, but you can't spend the night on the beach. I don't.
No, but let's just say you took your family down to the beach. Would you be able to stay in a motel anywhere?
Yeah, motels and hotels are open.
On the beach?
You can't rent a cabin or a house or a condo right now, but hotels and motels are open, yeah.
The hotels and motels are open. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm coming up on Sunnyside right now.
Hey, you need to find that out for me, Mike. I did not know that motels on the beach.
15 cars for people to go on the beach right now.
Okay. But again, I'd like for you to find out for sure about that if you can.
Yeah, hotels and motels are definitely open.
Okay.
It's just you can't rent a condo or a house.
Yeah. See, of course, there's not not as many hotels as there used to be, but so.
You got the huge Holiday Inn.
So somebody could go down there for the weekend without any problem. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, for a motel, yeah, you just can't rent a house.
Okay.
Or, a condo right now.
Actually, I don't know why I got mixed up on that. That surprised me a little bit. That you can't rent one, but you can pay for a motel room. Mike, the place down from me, what's the name of that place? It probably does more business than anybody on the beach.
Sandpiper.
What? Sandpiper. Mike?
Yeah.
They're almost totally empty. What I'm saying is, you can't rent, I don't think.
Yeah, but you could stay there right now.
I know. But why is there almost zero number of cars there?
I know how more people there now, though, because the beaches are back open.
Yeah, but earlier than that, though, you couldn't rent it. But it's a motel, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a motel. Hey, let me get the girls out. I'll call you when we get on the beach.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandback Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandback Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandback is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandback Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance need.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Back to our show, and it's, of course, ladies and gentlemen, what we look at our figures. We're waiting on getting some figures from the COVID-19, and we hope to get some up-to-date figures on that this morning. We're speaking to you live from our studios on South Brundage Street in Troy, Alabama. I'm Mike Amos, and we're coming to you live, as I mentioned, and hope that everybody's doing well and looking forward to a good weekend. And it is exciting times. You know, the beaches of Panama City and Fort Walton and Destin areas have been shut down because of the COVID-19 crisis going on. And but now some brave politicians have opened the beaches of Panama City and Fort Walton back up. In fact, the hours, as we mentioned earlier, you can go out on the beach and enjoy the beach from 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning. That's a.m. And then you can go back on the beach from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That means go and enjoy the beach, go swimming if you want to. Those are limited hours, 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon, but that's much better than it was before. In fact, you know, I've been down there quite a bit the last couple of months, and you know, there's been zero, I'm talking about zero people on the beach anywhere, and Mike just informed me that a lot of the motels were still taking in guests and so forth. So if you did want to go down there for the weekend, you could spend the night, and but only between the hours of 6 and 9 and 5 and 8 could you actually utilize the beach. But you could ride bicycles. They have all kinds of bicycle rentals and so forth like that down there, and that you could do other things. Pier Park is not open. That's the big amusement park down there in Panama City, and none of those places have been opened yet. But at least it's a bright spot in our weekend, is that you can utilize the beach from those times, 6 to 9 in the morning, 5 to 8 in the afternoon, and of course, plenty of time to see the sunset. Set up camp at 5 o'clock, and maybe enjoy a picnic lunch, and get your chairs turned around, and probably around from 7 to 8, you're gonna see a beautiful sunrise today in Panama City, Fort Walton, our Destin area, and Argov Shores. So at least they're making those kind of headways. Before, you could not even step out on the beach. I'm talking about stepping out. Of course, my place looks out right over the ocean and or the Gulf, as the guy always corrects me. And there's been nobody there. Now there'll be people walking the beach, picking up shells, and going swimming if they want to, but only from those hours. I'm going to do it again. 6 in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning, you can go out on the beaches of Panama City or the Gulf of Mexico, or those West Panama City or West Florida beaches are open from 6 to 9, and then again from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock, which could be enjoyable and a lot of fun, and take your Frisbee out there and throw it around. And but it's something to do where you could go in your automobile, enclosed automobile, to the beach, and then once you got there, either get a room or just set up camp from the back of your truck or your car. And so what I say is about set up camp, set up umbrellas and chairs, and even tents if you want to, the open air tents, and it could be fun. It could be a lot of fun, and then you get in your car and drive back home, or spend the night down there, wherever. So it's going to be fun. At least it's exciting to know that the beaches are now going to be covered with people. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, Mike.
Johnny Williams, how you doing? Johnny Williams calling from Tuscaloosa this morning.
That's right. How you doing?
Doing great. I hate to call you so early this morning, but what's going on in the world of college football, Johnny? I know you are pretty much involved in that.
Well, it's kind of got a standstill right now with college. Everybody's paying attention to the draft. I mean,
that did make you feel sort of good, though, to watch the draft last night, didn't it?
Yeah, it gives you hope that sometime we'll go play again. Yeah.
Now, Johnny is the executive director of the Camellia Bowl, former athletic director at Troy, former great coach at Troy, former assistant athletic director at the University of Alabama. And now you've got another bowl game you're responsible for, and tell us about it.
Yeah, I hope this coming December we'll be starting a new bowl in Myrtle Beach that'll have the Sun Belt Conference representatives and the Conference USA and the MAC. So those three conferences will play annually, and they'll be playing that game at Coastal Carolina Stadium, which fans should know about. That's they play in the Sun Belt, so everybody's excited about that game.
Well, I tell you, and the Sun Belt game is going to be in Mobile again. Is that right? Where one of the Mobile. Will Mobile have a game?
They will. But matter of fact, the Sun Belt has tie-ins over the next 6 years. This will start a new 6-year cycle with the Camellia Bowl here in Montgomery. Of course, the Myrtle Beach Bowl. They'll have a tie-in also with the New Orleans Bowl and the Mobile Bowl and the Cure Bowl in Orlando.
Isn't that fantastic? We don't know how lucky we are, do we? With those opportunities that you're talking about, Troy.
No, that's correct. I guess the Sun Belt is about 12 years old now, so it's really a young football league when you start talking about college football. But it's been fun watching it grow. And, about 4 or 5 years ago, had a bunch of teams leave and go to Conference USA, and that's all the schools behind, as they thought. And that looks like the schools they left behind have a higher power rating than the schools that left.
They sure do. The Sun Belt
turned out really well.
The Sun Belt's no slouch, is it? It's got some good football teams, doesn't it?
Yeah, real good football, tremendous facilities. The schools put a lot of money into sports, and it's really been pleasant to watch it grow.
Well, I know this college football season is very important to you because of your ties with the Camellia Bowl and the our bowl in. Why do I have a hard time coming up with that name?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach Bowl, and of course that's in the beautiful area. Myrtle Beach is a gorgeous place and a beautiful place to have a bowl game. That's going to be a real positive thing for the Sun Belt and its fans, don't you think?
Oh, I think so too. Myrtle Beach is one of the top 10 or 15 destinations in the country. I've been very impressed with that community. I've had to have a chance to spend a lot of time there until the last year. I've been over there several times, but they've got a great. It's kind of a mix of Gatlinburg, Branson, and Panama City.
That is amazing. And of course, it's just a positive thing. It gives the Sun Belt another tie-in. So what I'm saying is another opportunity. So Troy actually has 5 opportunities to go to a bowl game. Is that right?
That's correct. They do have 5 opportunities, and
but of course, there's some big ifs about it. What is your gut feeling, Johnny? I know it's hard to say because of what's going on. Is that right?
It is, but we're all preparing just like we're going to be able to go back in August and have school. That's going to be the key. We've got to have hopefully we get this virus under control and mitigate itself out. That we've got and some good treatments that are available for people to take, because we're not going to completely get rid of it for probably at least another year, they're telling us. But the key is we need kids to be able to go back to school and start back to a regular situation. Then we can have sports is what we're doing. And some great news happened 2 days ago. University of Missouri announced that they would be going back in full force in August with all their students.
Oh, man. And that's a big school. That's a 30,000 populated school at least, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But about 2 weeks ago, Boston University, which got over 38,000, announced they would not be going back until January. So we're getting kind of mixed signals, but I know, as we learn more about this virus, it looks like the more we learn about it, apparently the more prevalent it has been. They're now saying that we had our first death in the United States on February the 6th, which was almost several weeks, a month earlier than they previously thought about, which means that, it may not be as deadly as they first thought. It's been around a lot longer than they thought, which gives us some relief that it's been a little bit more a little bit less chance.
Yeah.
So,
but Johnny, let's just say the virus is still there in the air somewhere, and of course you're trying to put 100,000 people into a stadium. That'd be hard to do, wouldn't it?
Well, it is. I agree with you, and it's still going to be here. So that's what I'm saying. It's very difficult times. Football is a very unique sport, and the revenue generated from both all universities in football and basketball. So if we not even have football, it's really going to cause a lot of problems financially across the country for these universities, much like what's happening just for our general society now, with everyone 28 million people out of a job currently. So
I know you're very close to the University of Alabama. In fact, you live in Tuscaloosa and got a home also in Montgomery, and you work out of Montgomery a lot too. But you take a school like the University of Alabama. Let's say that we do not have a football season, and you take a school as powerful as the University of Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida. What would it do to the schools, those big highfalutin schools, as far as football goes?
It will have a tremendous impact on all schools. I mean, guys, you're probably talking about some of the SEC schools that would be a loss of probably $100 million on average per school.
$100 million.
Oh yeah, some Belts are probably talking about 10 or 15 million per school. So that's huge dollars. I mean, it's hard to it's hard to skip that kind of check every for 1 year. And then,
Johnny, let me put you on hold 1 second, and we're going to bring in another call. This is a great conversation. We appreciate it. We're going to be coming right back with you. Okay, and then let's just get this other one here. Okay, we got you a new caller on. You on today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, I'm live on the beach. Sunnyside.
Are you on the beach already?
I've got my feet in the water. It's only about 7-foot waves from the storm last night. Some of the biggest waves I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
I'm literally getting my feet in the water, watching about 5 guys surf right in front of me.
Yeah.
Out here in Sunnyside Beach.
Mike, guess who's on the phone with us this morning? A guy named that you know very well named Johnny Williams.
Hey, Coach Johnny Williams?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good to hear from you, man.
He's out on the beach right now. Johnny, we've been explaining to the folks out here that the beaches of Panama City, West Panama City, or West Florida beaches are open from 6 to 9 in the morning and 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I am looking at old Crow Beach House built in 1947, and I am teary-eyed looking at it right now. Pretty emotional. That's where I grew up. I grew up my whole life down here.
Yeah.
And to be on this beach in front of the old beach house is pretty amazing.
Well,
what's the logic of the beach only being open 3 hours in the morning, 3 in the afternoon?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy situation. It's 6 to 9 today, this morning, and then this afternoon it'll be 5 to 8.
Are there many people out? Are there many people on the beach right now?
I mean, I can look right now and I can probably see 40 people.
Yeah, but see, you're not up there with all the big condos and all them. You're not.
No, I'm in old Sunnyside. You know, yeah. I'm right over the Bay County, right into the Bay County line.
So you're gonna drop by Sunnyside Grill before you leave, won't you?
I don't know. Maybe Thomas's Donuts.
Exactly right. Well, we're talking to Johnny Williams, Mike.
Are they still checking you at the state line to cut down there?
Nah, I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't seen that either, Johnny. Unless
now, if you got a New York tag or a Louisiana tag, I've heard that they've been stopped.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
They had a check for it. They had a check for it on the interstate for stopping people. Yeah.
That's right. Of course, Johnny's is talking to us from Tuscaloosa this morning, and Mike, we're asking some big questions. Will we have college football in the fall? And I know that question's gone out thousands of times, but it is a very serious decision that our leaders have got to make. Don't you think, Mike? Or don't you think, Johnny?
Oh, it is. As a matter of fact, there's been talk I've heard that if we're not able to get the schools open in September, that they may put it off and try to have a season in the spring, starting in January. And you saw that happen. There's been a proposal sent to NCAA by the group of 5 universities.
Michael, you're making too much noise. Go ahead.
To allow universities to not have to go by the Division I rules, which would mean they wouldn't have to have 15,000 attendance, they wouldn't have to have 200 scholarships awarded. They would probably suspend some of the sports and then only have a couple of 2 or 3 sports probably instead of the normal 16 during the year. So I just think we're living through something I don't think we've ever fathomed would have to be a decision to be made, but let's just hope we can get a handle on this virus and get some kind of treatment for it where people feel a lot safer to get out and move around.
Johnny, from this year only, wouldn't it be logical to start the football maybe in January and having football January, February, March, and then start basketball in March and baseball maybe in April?
Right. Yes, I agree. That's one thing I was saying is I think it's an option that they're exploring. So, but the first thing they're going to do is fully try to vet out the situation for September to see if that's going to be possible. That's the most preferred, and let everybody get back to normal as fast as they can. But I think we'll have an answer on that probably by middle of June.
Well, later, and of course, you can't see me right now, but that little guy, that's the little guy, the expert, on the while we're going through the COVID-19, and he's got his hands just like this. I'll guarantee you right now, and he's just shaking his hands up and down, there will be a lot of the virus left after a period of time. So he ain't like he wasn't going away anytime soon. At least that's what he said.
Well, Mike, you're right. They discovered AIDS back in the early 80s. We still have AIDS to this day. There's a chance we might ever get a cure for this. We're going to have to live with this from now on. So that's why we're very troublesome situation we're in.
Boy, I tell you, of course, you take, this is a perfect example with Johnny on the phone. Your brother, who's an entrepreneur, been in business in Tuscaloosa for years, put together a very, very unique facility for the people of Tuscaloosa and surrounding county. It all centered around a restaurant and bowling alley. But what I'm saying, he builds and goes and invests millions of dollars to build this facility, and a week later he has to shut down.
Yeah, he was open for 3 days. He'd been working on it for at least 10 years.
10 years, and he was open for 3 days.
Yeah, he had to shut down.
Tell us what he had, and it was very unique.
Well, it started out as a bowling alley restaurant, but it's evolved. Has the largest game room in the state of Alabama in it. Got over 75 video games. It's a tremendous venue for kids. It's got a black light golf. It's got laser tag. It's got a 250-seat auditorium. They have comedians and bands during the week. It's right on McFarland Boulevard as you come into Tuscaloosa from Montgomery. And like I said, it's a little over $6 million project, and capacity 750 people. And he, like I said, along with everyone else, we came in and just had to freeze where we are in place. But hopefully, he's hoping, it looks like maybe in the next week or so, they'll get to open back up to 35% capacity.
Now, did he have a movie theater too, Johnny? Did he have a movie theater?
No, it's no movie theater, but it's within a mile of a movie theater, here in town.
All right, now I heard, of course, you got a great bowling alley. You actually bowled on it the other day, didn't you?
Well, I took my kids to bowl, but no, I didn't bowl.
I know, but what I'm saying, how many bowling lanes does it have?
32 lanes.
32. Whoa! It's got a big time bowling alley, don't they?
Well, it's a unique bowling. It's got one bowling alley that has I guess 26 lanes, and it's got other lanes that are called boutique bowling, where you can rent your own private bowling lane and your own party in a separate area.
And this guy is a guy that played football at Troy. He's been been what I call an entrepreneur. But all right, but what does the government do to help a guy like this? Now here it is. He pours all this money into this business, and then he's asked to shut down for no telling how long, which is going. And he's got all these employees. How many employees did he have?
36 employees.
Oh, yeah, full-time employees.
Well, fully part-time. All of them.
Yeah, okay.
But then he applied, and he has got relief for out of this grant money that's come out for small business, and he's got a small business loan, which is granted a 90-day reprieve on his mortgage payment.
So he's a perfect example of the small businessman being taken care of a little bit by the government. What do you think?
Well, he got it in the time, Bob. There's a lot of people around there was not enough money for everyone to get one.
That's right.
So it's been it is a little expensive, but that's only temporary.
Exactly.
So by that, it'll probably last to July, but after that, he's got to have money coming in.
How does Tuscaloosa look? The Crimson Tide, Alabama, one of the biggest names in college football or any kind of college sports, the University of Alabama. you see it every day. Of course, you are in Montgomery a lot too, and you've done a lot for the city of Montgomery with your expertise. But what does it look like in Tuscaloosa? What are the players? Are they going through drills or anything, or are they allowed to, or what's the deal?
They're not allowed to be on campus. They have to work out on their own. Everyone has, been asked to go home and shelter at home, and even the coaches. It's very, very strange, eerie feeling around Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. The streets are pretty much empty. From time to time, you do start seeing a little bit of trickling around, but we've just got a long way to go, get back to normalcy. But
yeah.
I will want to bring. We are lucky to have our football. Our first game this year will be the FCS kickoff on August 29th from Crampton Bowl. It'll be the first Saturday of college football will return. Notre Dame will play Navy from Ireland that afternoon. Then we'll have that night about 8 o'clock. We've got our first college game in the United States. Central Arkansas, 7 months later, play Austin Peay.
Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. Well, let's go P.
Let's go P.
That's right, Austin Peay. Austin Peay. How did you come up with those two teams? Central Florida, the Bulls against Austin Peay. Let's go P.
They won't. If the teams can be televised nationally, they can move the game, what we call week 0, week 4 football starts. And Austin Peay not had a winning record in 40 years. They hired a new coach year before last, a guy named Mark Hudson, who's head coach of Louisiana Lafayette. Used to be head coach of North Alabama, won a national championship.
Oh, Hudson's a good coach. Yeah, he coached at Sanford too, didn't he?
Yeah. He went at Sanford. He's up at Austin Peay.
Yeah.
Man, he won big last year. Won 11 games, taken to the semifinals of the 1AA playoffs.
Yeah, that's located in Clarksville, Tennessee. Is that right?
Yeah, about 40 minutes north of Nashville. And they'll all be coming down to Montgomery to kick off college football on ESPN. Like I said, after the Notre Dame Navy game. So we look forward to want everybody to come out there because I know by then we'll all be eager to go to a football game.
Johnny, of course, Johnny Williams also holds a position in Montgomery. Tell us about that and how you promote different athletics and different programs to enhance the city of Montgomery.
Yeah, the Community Bowl office, we also represent the Central Alabama Sports Commission and try to help them recruit events. And that's really why we got this game here to come to Montgomery. The game has been in North Dakota State for years, and we've had it now this 4th year in Montgomery to host it, but we were scheduled here in a few weeks to host the Sun Belt baseball tournament at Michigan Stadium. It got canceled. We got a 5-year agreement with Sun Belt.
Man, I love that. That's a great tournament right there now.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Montgomery's just a great geographic city. It's right. If you look from the Carolinas to Texas like the Sun Belt is, Montgomery's right there in the middle, And so we've got that event. Of course, Montgomery is the sports capital of Alabama. People be amazed at all the different sports that come to Montgomery to participate. I'm talking about youth sports, AAU sports. Of course, we host 9 of the 13 high school championships. Alabama High School Athletic Association partners with Montgomery, and we host, like I said, 9 of the 13 championships are there in Montgomery. We have Sports Week in July, which we hope to get launched back this year. It'll be the 2nd week of July. We have the annual coaches convention for the state of Alabama. All the high school coaches come to Montgomery, and we have an all-star game for each one of the sports during Sports Week. So we hope to get that launched by July. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's wonderful, Johnny. We're going to have to go off the air, but at the same time, Johnny Williams spent many years here in Troy, Alabama. Troy, Alabama is your second home, isn't it?
Oh, I love Troy. I gave Troy the best years of my life. And heard y'all had a lot of wind the other night.
We really did. Yeah, I got a guy coming over to get it up off the ground for me. Thank goodness.
Well, my good business with you and Michael, and y'all take care and look forward to the football starting soon.
I hope you'll let us call you again. This has been a great conversation, and we appreciate it so much, Johnny.
You too, guys. You're
all right. Johnny Williams, ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director of the Camellia Bowl and the Myrtle Beach Bowl. hopefully, he's just like we are. We got our fingers crossed, hoping we'll have a college football season in our area. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be beautiful. And we'll see you bright and early Monday morning for Today in LA. See you then.